Daddy Barbecue. Tonight is a very, very special night. I was asked to do a benefit cook for a good friend of mine, Mikey Fahey. One of his brothers that he served with in the United States Marine Corps was diagnosed with stage 2 brain cancer. I've not fired up my gator pit in almost a year, so you cannot believe how many butterflies I have. This is going to be a big cook for me. I'm going to be cooking for people I don't even know. And every time that I do cook, it's for friends and family. And so this is a big step for us. So let's get this cook started. So first off, I just want to say sorry for this poor lighting that we have. I'm just using our iPhone that we have. So I'm going to tell you how we're going to get this pit started. Normally my pit, I have gas assist, which means I can hook up my propane tank to get my wood started, in which I'm out of propane. So I got these fire sticks from B&B Charcoal. We're gonna lay those in there, then I'm gonna put a whole bag of charcoal in there to be the base of my fuel. Once my pit gets up to temp, then we'll start adding the wood. We're gonna be using post oak and a mixture of pecan wood. So let's get this thing started, and we'll take you inside and we're gonna show you the pork butts that we're gonna season up. She's alive! Okay, everybody, so now we're back inside. So, our meat department manager at HEB here in Pearsall, Walker, he donated 4 of these. He bought these with his own money. So I want to give him a big shout out to helping out with this fundraiser, because if it wasn't for him, we would be having to spend a lot more money out of our own pockets, and it shows there's great people in these communities that help out with this kind of stuff. So let's open this up. It's not gonna be much trimming because pork butts have a lot of fat, and that's what you want to keep them very moist. So let's cut this open and then we'll start seasoning it. Oh, this is a big old butt. So these are bone-in pork butts, which these make a lot better barbecue because you want the bone-in, which will add more flavor to your barbecue. So, as you can see, there's quite a bit of fat on this. So we don't really need to trim much of it, but we're just gonna maybe take a little bit off to take, because you don't really want all this fat. Then we're gonna trim it, season it, and we'll just kind of go from there. Make sure your pork or whatever you're trimming is nice and cold, because if you don't have really cold fat when you're cutting it, you have a better chance of cutting yourself. And I know firsthand about doing that. I've cut myself many times. So if you do, wear rubber gloves, and make sure you always sanitize before you start cutting when you're cooking for other people. Okay, so we're gonna flip this over, and as you can see, there's some nasty silver skin that you just don't want in your barbecue. So just go in here, trim it up, take some of this out, and take a little extra time to do this with your meats. You're gonna have a much better product when it's all said and done. I was cutting some meat because my charcoal is ready for me to throw some wood on. So I got 3 small pieces to start off with. So we're gonna bring up our temp. It's gonna take a little bit because this is 1/4 inch steel, and there's a lot of steel to heat up. So let's put these in. Make sure you don't burn yourself. So we're gonna let that catch, and then we're gonna shut the door, and then you'll be able to see this start drafting some good clean smoke. One thing you gotta remember, when you're barbecuing, you don't want white, puffy, nasty looking crappy smoke, because that's just gonna turn out shitty barbecue. You wanna have clean, blue smoke. You're gonna have great results with that. Time for new gloves, y'all. Remember, when you're cooking for other people, you wanna keep it as sanitary as possible. So another Frack Daddy barbecue tip I like to do is keep an HEB bag right next to you while you're trimming, so you can just throw that fat in there, and then when you're done, you take it to the trash, and your house is not gonna smell like raw meat. Okay, so here's the last big old butt. So we're gonna get this last one trimmed up, and then we'll show you the next step what we're gonna do. Okay, so as you can see, we got all 4 butts trimmed. So right here, I got some garlic infused oil. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna put a little bit of oil on there so our rub will stick. So you don't need much, just like a small binder. So spread that in, get it all over. So this is gonna add an extra little layer of flavor too. So in here, I got my homemade spice rub. It's salt, pepper, some other great spices. I'm not going to tell you what's all in it, but I will tell you this. It's incredible. Which, if you haven't tried this, you need to go try it. So, let's shake this up. Remember, you want to keep one clean hand, one dirty hand. So, we're going to apply this very liberally. Put a lot on here because this pork butt is a big cut of meat and it can handle a lot of seasoning. So, you know, in the name of barbecue, you will get dirty. So just make sure you clean up, keep everything nice, and we'll get this on the smoker when the time comes. Okay, so like I said earlier, this is not It's Incredible seasoning. We did buy this seasoning. We did use it all, as you can see, but I did use my own homemade rub for this. So like I said, with this you can control your salt levels, your pepper levels, you know, anything that you want to add into this, you know, you can make it your own, because all great barbecue rubs, they all start off as a base of salt and pepper, and you just go from there. So we like ours peppery, and everyone that I've cooked for loves the pepperiness of the rub. So with this rub that we have left, we're gonna save this, and when we pull these at the benefit, we're gonna season the inside of the meat after they're done cooking to add more flavor. Because if you don't do that, your meat's gonna be bland and all you're gonna have is flavor on the outside. Okay, so all of our meat is seasoned. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna let this rest, and the seasoning is gonna soak into the meat a little bit. So let's go outside, let's check the temperature of the pit, and when the pit gets ready, we're gonna put these suckers on. Okay, y'all, so our temperature on the pit is at 150, 175. So I got a good bed of coals. They're burning very beautiful. So I'm gonna shut my door. We're gonna keep as much heat in this as we can. And we're gonna regulate the temp with our smokestack if we have to. Remember one thing, if your pit gets too hot, you can always open the door and you can burp it and let some of that heat out. I'm gonna tell you this, after this cook is done, I'm gonna be smelling like smoke for a couple days. So you'll walk around, people are gonna ask, are you barbecuing? Because it's gonna stick with you for a couple days. So as you can see, this is a true Texas barbecue pit. Who else has a Texas-shaped air vent on their smoker? Only Gator Pit does that. So give a big shout out to Rich Robbins and his guys over there at Gator Pits in Houston for doing this great custom work. So this smoke isn't bad smoke, but it's not great smoke. What you really want to see when you're doing this is clean burning smoke. A good rule of thumb is you just want to see radiant heat coming out of your smoker. Some people may not think that you're going to get good smoke flavor out of that, but you really are. You're just burning a really good, clean fire. So keep that in mind if you're new to smoking, that when you start off, you're going to have white, puffy, billowy smoke. Just keep your door open on your smoker, let your wood catch, and as you see right here on my smoking box, I got wood heating up. So when you put that wood in there, it's not going to take so long to heat up and catch on fire and start burning good. And as you can see, there's 150 degrees there. That's right by the firebox. In the center, 150. And right there is 150. You don't see that much when it comes to barbecue pits. And the reason why I'm able to do this is I have tuning plates. And what tuning plates do is they help you put an even temperature through your whole pit. So keep that in mind and everything's good. Okay, so right here I have apple cider vinegar. And here is my squirt bottle. So what most places here in Texas do is they squirt their meats with apple cider vinegar. And what that does is it helps keep your meat moist and it helps it from burning up. So this is what I'm going to do once my meat has been on the smoker for, I don't know, an hour and a half, 2 hours. Start spritzing it, and that's what we'll do. Okay, y'all, so we got these pork butts on here. I haven't done this in a while. This is a pitmaster's problem. Smoke in the eyes, tearing up, choking up. So yeah, now these are gonna get kissed with oak for about 10 hours, and we'll bring you back when we wrap them. So I hope you like what you're seeing, and I hope these turn out really delicious. Thank you.
Okay, so it is about midnight. We have a long road ahead of us. So
probably at least a pot of coffee needs to get started pretty soon.
Definitely. Normally I go to bed, but I'm trying to be supportive and out here keeping him company, trying to pass the time as he keeps an eye on the temperature. So while we're here, let's ask the pitmaster some questions. Rah! Okay, question number 1. Why has it been a year you haven't used your gator pit?
Well, because of where we live, it's not been ideal for us to have wood.
Yeah.
Because we have really bad brown recluses, scorpions,
Snakes.
bad snakes. Just the other day, a few houses away from us, they killed 2 rattlesnakes. In our backyard, which you look, there's a ranch.
Let's see if I can.
That's
You
kind of
kind of see it.
Let me shine my light over. See, there's the ranch right over here, and it's look at my cool lighting, y'all.
I know the lighting sucks out here.
But so anyways, a year ago when we moved here, 2 houses down, they killed a 5-foot rattlesnake. And with us having our dog, Louie, who means the world to us, it's the last thing that we want anything to happen.
Absolutely.
So once we can get us into a house, that will be probably one of the first things we do is buy a wood rack so I can have my wood stacked, and hopefully we can have us a nice covered area where I can put my pit, and we can be doing this full time. So yeah.
Okay. Would you rather smoke briskets or the pork butts, and why?
Oh, well, I really truly mastered pork butts when I first started it. It didn't take me long to do pork butts. Briskets, it's an art to it. It takes anywhere between 14 to 16 hours. That's just cooking. And then what I like to do is I like to rest my briskets for a minimum of 5 to 6 hours. And
that's when they're best, like that.
That's when we have noticed that they turn absolutely out to be the best.
Perfectly tender.
That we've ever had.
And still juicy and still hot.
Yes.
From being resting for 6 hours.
And I don't use foil with my briskets. I only use butcher paper.
Yeah.
And so with pork butts, I'll use, with these pork butts, or actually any pork really, I use foil.
Okay.
Because it's not that big of a deal.
Right. So that's it for now. We will have these questions in the hours to come. Bye-bye for now.
Alright, y'all. So this is right by the firebox. 250. Middle gauge, 250. Right by the smokestack, dang near 250. So, this is what I was talking about. When you have your tuning plate set properly, you will have an even temperature through this big cooking chamber. And my pit is diameter of 24, and it's 48 inches long. And then the firebox itself is a 24 by 24. So it's a pretty good sized pit. And for this thing to be running even temps, that's a hell of a good pit.
Okay, it is 1 o'clock and we're still going strong because now we have coffee.
Coffee.
I have a little dainty cup compared to his. So I'm actually almost out. Okay, so the next set of questions are going to be rapid fire questions. Okay, Starbucks or Dunkin' Donuts?
Dunkin'.
Okay. And if you could have any pit in the world that you wanted, price is not a problem, what is it?
It would be a Moberg smoker, a 1,000-gallon propane tank converted into a Franklin-style barbecue pit.
Okay. Well, that's it for now. Unless you have anything to add.
I would just like to add to this. This is going to be a long night. And
Yeah.
we appreciate y'all dealing with our shenanigans.
Yeah, this is really helping passing the time.
It is.
It might be my last one. I don't know if I'm gonna make it. Normally I don't make it, but I'm trying.
Okay, y'all, so here I am just spritzing my meat. As you can see, looks like our bark is starting to set. So, a little bit longer. So, how I normally tell when they're ready to wrap is your fat cap will normally start splitting, and that's a good indication of that it's ready, your pork butt is ready to wrap. So we're not at that point yet. So looks like my assistant pitmaster is getting smoked out over here.
Yeah.
So we better shut this down, and then we will come back and we'll answer some more 2 o'clock questions. So we'll get right back to you.
Okay, 2 o'clock. I'm still here. But as you saw in the last video, the smoke was burning my eyes. So I'm just looking rough. Then again, it's 2 in the morning, so don't judge me. So this question is for Pitmaster Jared here.
Hi guys.
So, you have a taco, okay? Whatever taco you like.
Okay.
Beef, chicken. You can only have one condiment on it. Cheese, guacamole, sour cream, salsa. Which one do you pick?
Oh
It's a
man.
hard one.
I would go with a
Oof,
guacamole tomatillo salsa. 2 in 1.
what? I guess that's allowed, because that's true. Okay, that's all the questions I have.
Okay, so I have a question for you.
Okay.
What was my worst meal I've ever smoked?
That's easy. The brisket, whenever you lived in San Marcos and we first started to date, and it was horrible and disgusting, and we couldn't even cut it.
Nope.
Try to cut it different ways, with the grain, against the grain, just in case. It was so tough and flavorless, and I had made a dessert. I made a sopapilla cheesecake, and we just ate that instead, and we had our friend over, Tim. Yeah. Our friend over, Tim.
Yeah. I think we ended up eating the dessert, and then a few hours later we all decided we were going to go somewhere to eat, and we went and got like Whataburger or Chick-fil-A or something. It was just that bad.
Yeah. And so there you go.
See? I do have some mess ups, and I've learned from them.
Yeah, you have.
So.
Okay, that's all for now.
All right, y'all.
Ooh, I'm looking tired.
Yeah, you're looking haggard.
Look at my hair too.
So am I.
Look at the smoke.
Alrighty, yeah.
Okay, goodbye.
Okay, everyone. So here's a little update. It's now 3 o'clock in the morning. So y'all remember when I first started off, and we were having a lot of like thicker, not so thick white smoke, but you know you can see the smoke. Well, right here, you know we still have clean, radiant heat coming out of this, and that's exactly the kind of smoke you want coming out of your smoker. You got clean, burning fire in your fire pit, which in all reality will produce a lot better quality barbecue. So keep that in mind. If you ever run into that situation, open your chamber, burp it, open your firebox, get as much oxygen in there as you can to get that wood burning clean. Alright guys, so here we are with the change of scenery. We decided to come inside, sit down in some comfy chairs, relax, get out of the smoke for a minute. So this is 3 o'clock morning question session with Melissa. So let's start it off.
Okay, my 3 o'clock question is, you have to, and I mean you have to, give one of the following up. Your cast iron collection or your Wusthof collection. This is hurting him. He loves both.
I'll give up you.
Nope, that's not an option.
It is in my case.
Nope, you have to pick one. You're gonna be cooking on, what's it called? Non-stick surface. Or you're gonna be using a butter knife to cut your steak. Pick one, hurry.
I can't.
You have to.
I guess I'll give up my Wustofs.
Nice.
I hate you.
I'm sorry.
What has been your favorite barbecue restaurant that we've gone to and ate at?
Bill Miller. Okay. For those that don't know, Bill Miller is a chain barbecue restaurant in San Antonio, and I used to love them. Then I had his barbecue, and now I can't even stand it. It's horrible commercialized barbecue. So, ugh. I would say Franklin's. It is definitely worth the wait. We had fun going. We've been I've been 3 times.
Here's what I'm gonna say about it. If y'all haven't gone to do it, it's worth the experience just to go do it. Since the last time we've been there, we've seen videos of other people doing it, and he's raised prices upwards of $5 more per pound of brisket.
Yeah, that's just too much.
I remember when we first went, brisket was like $18 or $19 a pound, and now he's charging upwards of $25 a pound. So, I mean, if you think about it, you can, if you were to buy basically 2.5 pounds of his brisket, you could go buy yourself a really good quality brisket at home and you could smoke it yourself. But then again, you may not have that same kind of quality of meat or resources to get what he has. So
okay, enough. This was my question, not yours.
Okay, so my little jabberjaws is done talking. So
yes,
back to your answer, Melissa.
Okay, thank you for passing that mic back over to me. Definitely Franklin's, because the food was very delicious. Yes, the price is a bit of a turnoff, but to me, it's an experience and it's worth it. A lot of other restaurants and a lot of other things are expensive, but you get a whole experience with it. And that's my answer.
What was your favorite thing to get at Franklin's?
The brisket. Love their beans.
Yeah, he does have really good beans.
And what we always did was buy extra stuff, and we'd come home and like go to sleep because we'd wake up at 3 something in the morning.
Yes.
And then take a nap, and then wake up, and then eat leftovers. We'd make tacos with the beans and the brisket, and it was just so good. So
I remember my favorite dessert that I would get over there would be, it was their banana bourbon cream pie. That was just so delicious.
I bet that is good.
Which she can't eat bananas, so.
Yeah, long list of my issues, but okay, that's the 3 o'clock time.
We'll see y'all in another hour. Alright, y'all, so it's 4:30 in the morning, and the pork butts have hit 165. So, we're gonna wrap them in the foil. We're gonna go put them back on the pit. So, let's get this, let's put some moisture in this. That's just gonna help it steam and break down a little bit better. So, we're gonna wrap this up, which there ain't really much more to see after this. So once we wrap it up, like I said, we're gonna go put it back on the pit, and then the next time that y'all see these, we're gonna be at the barbecue event serving some happy people. So we'll see you then, and good night.